Hi everybody, Mr. Vreeland here with some helpful tips for 4th and 5th grade students when evaluating sources during a research assignment. So you're working on a research project and you are at the point where you need to start finding information to answer your questions. With all of the print resources available in the library and the websites found through a search engine, it might seem overwhelming. The amount of information at our fingertips is astounding. It makes sense to use the internet when researching. There is so much information out there, and sometimes it's hard to tell which sites will be best. Follow these steps, and you will be picking out the most useful and reliable sources in no time. In this video, we will be examining 4 aspects of a text to use when evaluating a potential source for information. The 4 things we will look at are currency, authority, bias, and relevance. You might be asking yourself, why can't I just pick the first site that comes up in a Google search? The internet has made it very easy for us to find new information. It has also made it very easy for others to publish information. You want to make sure that the facts you find are reliable and accurate. One thing to consider when looking at a source is the currency. Try to find out when the book or website was published. A current source is often more reliable than one that is out of date. Think about what you are researching. If you're trying to learn about current populations or the latest advances in technology, currency will be fairly important. If you're researching things that don't really change, such as who invented the telephone or who's on the $100 bill, sources might not need to be as current. Something else you'll want to consider when evaluating a source is the author. Are they an authority or expert in this particular field? Is the author of the website listed? If the person that wrote the information is willing to put their name on it, it is probably more reliable than something without an author listed. Website or URL endings such as .com and .net can be purchased by anyone. Sites using .edu are reserved for educational organizations like universities, and .gov sites are used for government agencies. These tend to be more reliable. When evaluating a source, you will want to be on the lookout for bias. Bias is when an author has a personal opinion about the topic. You want to make sure that your facts are not affected by someone else's opinions. Sometimes looking at the URL can help you to identify if a source might have bias. .org sites are usually nonprofit organizations. They might be trying to persuade the audience. Double-check those facts and make sure the information you found is from a reputable source. If you are researching about habitat loss caused by construction, you would find very different information based on who wrote it. A construction company would have a different viewpoint than an organization concerned with saving natural resources. The information shared by each could be based on their bias. One final thing to think about when selecting a source is relevance. Is the information that you found actually going to answer your research questions? The facts that you find might be about the same topic, but check to make sure that they are actually addressing your particular information need. The 4 things covered in this video should help to find good resources. There are some other things to be on the lookout for when researching. Avoid sites that have spelling or grammatical errors, links, videos, or images that don't load, or sites that just look questionable. Now that you know these 4 ways to evaluate a source, you will be able to pick out reliable and accurate sources on your own. Just keep these in mind and you will be a research rockstar.
Created using Powtoon.